Oh. What was he
Sorry,
saying?
my dad was just insulting your choice of football club.
Oh, okay. Nice to know. Hello everyone and welcome to the Freshman League here at Gavra Racing. And yeah, welcome back to the Premier Series. Our intro's always the best. I think we should do that from now on, just start randomly. It always makes it the best.
It does make it better.
Yeah, it does. Welcome back as we're back here in the Premier Series, here in the lovely Silverstone. I've said that a few times, but a home track for me and Toussaint, and for quite a lot of people here in the session. So we've already had a race around here in the Premier and Freshman. It's about time now we get a look in and see what the Premier Series boys can do, Toussaint. And yesterday's race wasn't the best in terms of cleanliness, but the Premier Series has been pretty clean so far. There has been a few incidents, but nothing, nothing to really say, the Premier Series have had a really bad race this season.
Yeah, certainly. I think some incidents yesterday that will be being talked about, but Evan is out for this particular race.
Sorry,
so
Evan, I just forgot to say Evan isn't joining me because he couldn't make it. I should have really said that first before I said hi, Toussaint. But yeah, Evan unfortunately couldn't make it, so I'm here with Toussaint.
Yeah, and just a quick FYI for everybody in the chat. So, by Mr. Schumacher, 1 minute 24.8, which we saw in the academy on Monday. Yes, exactly. What a driver! But so far, we have not seen that time beaten. Yesterday, I believe the pole time was somewhere in the mid 1 minute 25s. So let's see what the Premier Series can do.
What time did he do?
Yesterday.
Yeah, what time did Mr. Schumacher do?
24.8 so far. I've got 25.4. Casneugen's going very wide at turn 1. So yeah, that is
25.4.
25.4 is the best lap so far.
No, but what time did Mr. Schumacher do?
At 24.8.
Okay, that's actually a really good lap. But yeah, we've got a few replacements. So Aston F1 is in the Ferrari, replacing Cryptek for this one. And also, there's a Renault who I can't see the name of, but I believe that is Beza because he stupidly didn't decide to pick a car.
Yes.
Jutsikev is now a permanent driver. Awesome. I believe Triple O is replacing Kebab for this race in the Red Bull. Any penalties, Toussaint? Was there any penalties?
From what I can see, there haven't been any. Give me a minute to check if you want to just talk for a minute.
Yeah, well, so, yeah, Silverstone, good track. Very nice track. British
Donald
track.
Trump. Yeah, so far, I can see, no penalties. But just to take you through what the qualifying record lap is, it's Shankster from last season. It was 1 minute 27.6. That has already very much been beaten. The race record lap is a 1 minute 30.1. Doubtless to say, Gavra's disconnected, as the race record lap currently held by Sabo the Mister, again from last season, is a 1 minute 30.1. And with the most wins is myself, with 1 win here last time out in the Premier Series. So anyway, let's look through the standings. And so Natty G is our points leader on 70 points. Pope Taves is second on 65 points. Besser third on 56 points. Jetsy in fourth on 52, and Netboy in fifth on 46. But Tiger, it gets better. It gets a lot better, because this is the only championship within Gavra this season where we've had 5 different winners from the first 5 races, as well as 5 different fastest lap setters.
Pretty much the Freshman League from last season.
Exactly. The only person who's completed 2 of something in this championship are Jutsikev and Julio. Jutsikev having a win and the fastest lap, and it's Julio having 2 pole positions. But yeah, it just goes to show this is definitely the most competitive league so far this season in Gavra.
It's in the academy.
Actually. Apart from the academy, obviously.
And crazy.
Metboy, actually, with a very nice helmet there. Is that the one that he usually has, Tiger? That looks very nice.
Oh, Gavra's joined back, which is good. So Gavra should be able to just jump back into his car and carry on as normal. He will have no hands, though. Cheers, Codemasters. But Jutsikev coming down the hangar straight here into Stowe. And Toussaint, I've had my experience on this track so far in terms of qualifying and racing. You haven't, I mean, you had last season, but you haven't in this game as of yet. Qualifying, I've noticed you mess up in one area of the track, it really just impacts the rest of your lap. You really can't just find any time after that. You've pretty much got to nail a perfect lap. Also, while not spinning out, there are a lot of occasions on this track, as I've also noticed in practicing, where you are able to spin out quite easily. So the drivers need to be careful about that.
Yeah,
and track
keyword
limits.
Yeah, definitely. Keyword round here, Tiger, traction. You really need it down.
Yeah.
A lot of these straights, you spend 60%
Someone's gone
of
off
the
in
lap
the,
here
the
at full
loop. It's
throttle.
Jetsy.
Ooh,
Spinning
that's
around
not
in the
gonna be
loop. You almost
great.
got in the way of the Williams there, I believe, of... I have no clue. It was Guillotine. Yeah, Guillotine.
A mistake we saw a few drivers doing yesterday, but yeah, coming back to that traction point then, you spend 60% of the lap here at full throttle, so you really want to be maximising the traction off all of these slow speed corners. This Jetsy actually validates that out lap then, especially through cops.
You can gain actually a lot of time if you go through full throttle through cops. If you get the wrong line though, you do have to lift, which can lose you a lot of time. So
yeah, but
also through Maggots and Beckett's.
Currently, SF then leads this qualifying section with a provisional pole time of 1 minute 25.4. It's coming through Chapel now. It's a much better sector too than from SF.
He went fastest in the middle sector.
Yeah, bear in mind that Mr. Schumacher's best lap time was 107.8 through there. Mr. SF just on a 107.9. Now here comes SF down towards Vale and the final chicane. Down into third, down into second actually to get the extra rotation through the final corners now. Here comes SF to the line. What's it going to be? It is a 25.0. And that is a very solid lap time then from SF to go to the
off of Mr. Schumacher's time.
And Aston F1, he was up on his time as well, Tiger, but invalidates and comes straight into the pits.
That's what I was just talking about earlier.
Yeah, surely we'll put on a fresh set of boots and we'll go for it again.
Definitely. Let's have a look. The championship leader, Pope, coming down into Vale now. It's going to try and get the rotation through Club. Through the final two corners, he'll come to the line. Will he improve on his time? It looks like he's going to by a lot. Does a 25.5 and moves up into third place.
Yeah, I think Pope still has more time to find in that lap. I think he and we both know he's capable of a lot more than that, but currently a 25.5 up in third place.
There's a Merc about to come and start his lap. It is Black Country, followed by his teammate closely behind him, Gavra, also coming down the main straight here on a set of softs. A couple of people opting for the mediums, but Toussaint, as we've been talking about quite a lot here, a very, very easy soft to medium on this track.
Yeah, very easy. The tyres, in a word around here, bulletproof, certainly. You don't have to put much steering lock in to get around many of the corners as Black Country Motorsport is going to come together with the racing point of Jutsi Kev. Coming out the pits, but goes wide again, Tiger, up and towards Village and the loop.
It's quite an interesting pit exit and also entry on this track. I mean, the exit it doesn't come out on the racing line, but it comes out into a set of corners which are taken at pretty much at full throttle all the way through. So drivers who run wide on the exit of turn 2 can really come out into the area where the driver's coming out the pit lane. The pit entry has to be the most longest and tedious pit entry I've ever seen in my entire life, and it is just the most annoying thing.
It is my only pet hate about this track is the pit lane. Everything else, wonderful. Pit lane, not so much.
No, the pit lane is... Also, the weird thing about the pit lane as well...
Oh, Gav's lost it at Cops, Tiger. Oh, half spin.
Dear.
A half spin, but well held then from the Mercedes, and keeps the car rolling.
Also,
and
an easy mistake as well to do. You can see a lot of people spinning. A lot of people do like to spin at Cops. As we said, you can take it flat out, get the corner wrong though, and it does end in either a spin or you will have to lift and lose a lot of time, and that's what's happening to Gav there.
But Tiger, let's have a look at Metboy though now. Currently done the fastest first sector of anybody of 27.0.
As he comes down through Lovefield, as he's going to come up past the old pit lane here, sorry. He's going to come down towards the high-speed corner of Cops. Will he take a flat out? A little lift on the entry. But that managed to take the rest of the corner flat out as he comes down through Maggots and Beckett's. Pretty much take all of this flat out, a little bit of lift, a little bit of quite a lot of engine braking actually is what you need through there. Down into the hangar straight, he's gone fastest in the middle sector. Will we see the redemption of Metboy? He had like two third places in a row? Will he be able to get himself back on the podium again here in this Premier Series? He's going to come down now into Vale. Once Stay goes down into third, it's going to just stay in third as he goes full throttle all the way through Club. He's going to come round now to the line, and he goes up into fifth place at 125.8.
Let's look at. I'm on board with Natty though now, Tiger. If you want to go on board with him coming through Cops now, Natty's on the fastest first sector.
He's gone
Your
flat
current
out
points
through
leader,
there.
and he is flat out through Cops. First driver to do so. Then he's stuck behind Gavra though. I'm sure Gav will be seeing the scarlet red Ferrari in his mirrors and be getting out of the way as quickly as he can. And Natty's actually been compromised a bit now by the dirty air from the Mercedes. Yellow's in sector 3. That's Black Country. Mitch getting out of the way. He's a 10th up now on his first and his personal best time though. Tiger coming through Stone. Now look at the commitment from the front end of the Ferrari, gets the nose turned and back on the power shot. He goes
he's
wide
validating,
though,
he's gone wide.
And that's the end of the lap
time,
but
he's
guillotine
gone
now.
on the outside of Gav! What on He just overtook Gavra into the pit lane.
And he's been disqualified from the session. Gav's out.
Gav has?
Guillotine goes third. 1 minute
Guillotine
25.4.
Why did Gav get disqualified?
Blocking the pit lane.
Oh no, Natty overtook him.
Tiger.
Natty overtook him and it gave him a...
Tiger, get your camera on Aston. I think it's going to be a very quick lap time from Aston to 24.7.
He's beat Mr. Schumacher.
Aston then, that is the new time, everybody. A 1 minute 24.7 by Aston F1.
He's beat his own time in the academy in this session.
Yeah.
Crazy from Aston F1. This man is going to be crazy. I'm telling you something. Those three, as I've already mentioned to Saint, in the why is my stream? Is the stream stopped?
Not on my screen. You're all good.
It's just telling me that apparently this
stops on my screen.
Why is the stream stopped?
Yeah.
Is it working still? Are we back on? Are we? It says we're live still.
Yeah, I can see. No, yes, people saying the stream.
Yeah, it wasn't playing. It stopped playing for a minute there. Sorry, guys. What were we saying? Oh, yeah, Aston getting pole, Guillotine in fourth. Good lap. What a lap from him.
Yeah, he's retired from the session though, so he won't be improving on that lap time then. But Aston F1 then
Kevin Magnussen is retired.
So Aston then
Wait, what?
No, that's that will be one of the other replacement drivers coming up as an AI car on your screen. But Aston F1 then resetting the gauntlet time. It's a 1 minute 24.7 then, so one ups Pope by a little bit. The Academy Series driver currently on provisional pole here in the Premier Series.
As I was saying to you, in the Academy, those three, Rick Holt, Mr. Schumacher, Aston F1, I can see them getting up into the Premier or Super Leagues. I mean, especially Aston F1 getting that time. He's going to be quick. Those three are going to be going places in Gavra, and we can already see that here with Aston F1 and Mr. Schumacher. Those times, really good from those two. I mean, it's just crazy.
SF now is coming through, blasting through Stowe. He's on the fastest.
Always run wide. He's invalidated.
And that's huge, unfortunate.
It is quite easy to invalidate there. I mean, if you run wide through Stowe and you get the exit completely wrong. It comes up on you quite quickly in terms of where the sort of the track limit is. As Bez are now swerving aggressively to warm up his tyres. Triple O now into Vale. Let's see what time he can put in. It's a little bit of a lock-up. So he's going to come now through Club. It's not going to be a very quick time. He comes for 33.9. So who is Kevin Magnussen in the Haas?
Who is that? It's kind of Mac.
It's come up as Kevin Magnussen on my screen. I might need to sort that before the race.
Yeah, so just...
SF retires, he can't improve.
He didn't have enough time to go out again, I don't think.
Yeah, so he couldn't improve on his time. Pope coming through Maggots and Beckett. Keep an eye on him.
He's just wide at Chapel! And he's off!
He spun it!
And he's binned it, Tiger! And that's going to put Pope out of the race for pole position. Natty, though, coming through turn...
Jutsikev surely can't complete... Yeah, Jutsikev was on an outlap. He couldn't complete his lap.
Oh.
He's just come through Stowe. Let's have a look at Natty.
He's 2 tenths up, Tiger.
He's fastest in the first sector.
This could be a very good lap time for Natty, coming through Brooklands, I think it is, and now down to through Woodcut, the fast right-hander. Don't think about it. Now towards Stowe, going to look for the 50-metre ball. We're going to be turning in just before that. Keep it flat through Stowe. Come on, Natty. Nicely done through there. Underneath the F1 2020 boards and into this beautiful sequence of corners. Maggots, Beckett's, the left-hander of Beckett's again, and into Chapel, down into 5th gear. Get back on the power straight away. Let's hit the middle sector split. It's a 101.9. It's going to be really close here for Natty. Let's see if he can put himself ahead of his championship rival Pope, and up and towards the upper echelons of the grid then. Joseph hasn't been able to improve. He's out of this session. There's a McLaren in front of us, but that's not going to affect us now as we come down into Vale after the 100-metre board, breaking down into 3rd gear through the final couple of corners, now up to 4th, up to 5th. Let's keep it flat to line. Where's it going to be for Natty G? It is 2nd position, a 25-0.
Look how close he was to SF.
That is less than a tenth.
I think he lost time in the middle sector because he didn't get purple in the middle sector, but he went purple in both sectors 1 and 3. So I think that's where he lost time, was through that middle sector.
Yeah, but that means it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2 then. Aston F1 with a godlike lap going to lead the field. I won't divulge a certain lap time a Super League driver did the other day. I'll let you guys find out for yourselves tomorrow. But yeah, that is a mega lap from Aston F1 there in pole position.
I just love Jutsi Kev in the chat saying glitches away. He did that shortly after he couldn't complete his lap. But it's Aston F1 on pole, Natty in 2nd, SFA in 3rd, Jutsi Kev in 4th, Guillotine in 5th, good qualifying from him, Jetsi in 6th, Pope all the way down in 7th, Absolute in 8th, Metboy in 9th, Oriole in 10th, Casnogens in 11th, Triple O in 12th, Black Country in 13th, Deadly Jason in 14th. So Alex Gunnar Mack in 15th, Beza in 16th, Gavra in 17th. There's 2 names that I can't see.
So yeah, Alex on the Mac was in 15th, Beza 16th, and then Gavra is in 17th.
I can see Gavra in 17th,
DSQ.
I just can't see 15th and 16th.
Okay, I'll keep you updated on those 2 then in particular, because, yeah.
It's Codemasters once again.
I mean, you could leave quickly and rejoin, but I don't risk it, just leave it, it's fine. If you know that the Haas is Alex Gunnar Mac, and what was the other one that you can't see? Overcut.
Sorry. I saw the dark clouds and I got excited.
This could
get interesting.
In the words of the Spanish, muy interesante.
Yes.
As they did do this yesterday in the Freshman League, though, Tiger. It started dry and actually finished dry, but the weather actually got better as the race progressed.
Yeah, I noticed that especially when I was going into the session, it said it was going to be. I saw the overcast and I got worried, but I actually saw that it was supposed to be just cloudy and it was supposed to brighten up towards the end of the session. So we could see it here. We could see rain. I did also get worried when Jeff in the middle of the commentary went, no rain for now, slicks are the best tyre for now, or whatever it was. Something like that, and I got worried. But I didn't even ask him, he just came and told me it, so I was like, oh dear. It's like, could we see rain? Please no. Because I hadn't done much rain practice.
As Pierre reminding us that a Ferrari 1-2 never yields good things then. I'm sure Aston and Nax will be trying their best to prove you wrong. But yeah, we're going to get going here with this formation.
Just saying, Aston F1 pulling in the points here for Cryptek in terms of the championship. Obviously, he'll get replacement points, but this would be good, especially for the Ferrari team in terms of constructors as well. Both Ferrari drivers being up 1 and 2. I mean, let's have a look in terms of both Mercedes drivers outside the points. If we look at as well, Beza's supposed to be in an Alpha Tauri, so he's also out of the points. Pope up in 7th, that's not good for his championship run. Guillotine doing well for the Williams team, but there's only one Williams car, it's Giulio, I don't think is racing anymore.
But let's think, Tiger, what this also means for the Drivers' Championship. Natty G currently up there in 2nd place. Your championship leader, his rival, Pope, all the way down in 7th position.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a massive opportunity for Natty to get out in front of his championship rival and build that gap heading into the final half of the season then. So this is round 6, got 7 races left to run after this one, so we find out who will be your new Premier Series champion.
7 races? Jesus.
Yep. This season's gone quickly, hasn't it?
No, it's just 7 races. I thought it was shorter than that till the end of the season.
Oh, I feel like it's gone really quickly. I mean, obviously, I think Super League's on round 7.
Yeah, because they had Monaco.
Yeah, had Monaco. So. Oh, guillotine! Guillotine getting a bit late there on the grass,
no
doing some
damage
rallycross.
under the formation lap, just tyre wear, which sometimes can come a little bit into play, 2 cent, especially if the drivers want to warm up their tyres or really be swerving across the track, trying to make sure they can get some heat into those tyres off the start line, so they're not burning out the tyres with those cold tyres at the beginning.
Yeah, that
I don't know if you saw.
certainly...
I don't know if you saw my start yesterday. It was horrific.
Did you have the tyres in like 100 degrees?
No, I released the clutch and I put my foot on the accelerator. The car just didn't move.
Oh,
like,
did you let the revs drop too
like,
low?
I must have had the rev. I just must have done something to do with the revs. I just didn't get enough. Didn't get enough into the car.
You get
I saw. GSY Bates sent me a video of him. He had to like swerve around me on the beginning because it was like he almost went careering into the back of me. It wasn't great. And then I got flipped upside down. But anyway, if we're moving on, but yeah, we're about to start down here as the lights are counting down here in the wonderful Silverstone. And it's lights out, and the way they go, they went straight away this time. This is quite rare for me in 2 seconds. There's already cars moving all over the place. They want to be careful into the first corners. SF running wide. He was going to try and take it to the inside of Natty. Pretty calm so far as Jutsi kept trying to go down the inside. Jetsy getting them trying to go down the inside. There's contact at the back. Contact at the back between someone.
Gavra's off.
Gavra off at the back as well. He's fallen all the way down. Alex going to max lost the feed position. Someone's got wing damage too, so we need to find out who's got that wing damage. I saw end plate fly off. I'm not sure who's that is.
3 wide though, Tiger, down in towards Brooklands. Then the Mercedes on the inside and the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, Jetsy going to try and go to the inside of Absolute 11 as well. Someone. Oh, is it Met Boy? Yeah, it's Met Boy. Met Boy's got front right end plate damage on that Red Bull. If you can see
look
there.
Look at Popo on guillotine into cops. Thought about it, Tiger, but wisely backs out. The McLaren though rejects now, gaining all over the back of them.
Really don't want to be going wheel to wheel through there.
But look at
that was
Natty
going to be an
now.
overtake from and Jetsy looked like he was going to try and go around the outside through Beckett's there. That was going to be something.
Tiger, look at Natty for the lead. He's close on the back of his Ferrari teammate. Natty's going to go to the outside then. Go around the outside of Aston, makes the move work. Natty leads the British Grand Prix then. On the first lap from Aston F1 in second.
Jetsy kept
in
wheel
third.
to wheel with SF. He's going to get the move done, I think. It's Pope went to go down the inside of Guillotine as Jutsi kept pushing SF wide, moving up into third place, and Met Boy's coming to the pits for his wing damage, and my timing screen is broken again.
Yes, I think you saw Natty in the lead of this race. It's showing Aston down in 11th position, but he is actually in 2nd position, so sorry about that. That's just the game.
It's the both Renaults! And someone's been spun. It's
Cass! That's going to be a safety car potentially.
No safety car at the moment. I don't know, it looks like both Renaults had contact, but remember, Casnogens and Bez are actually teammates. Bez is supposed to be in an Alpha Tauri, but as Casnogens has got wing damage as well. I'm trying to find, here we go, as we can get back into, let's see, so Natty at the moment leading the race, Aston F1 in 2nd, Jutsi Chem in 3rd, SF in 4th, Guillotine in 5th, Pope in 6th, Absolute 11 in 7th, Oriole in 8th, Jetsy in 9th. I believe that's Bezer in 10th, Deadly Jason in 11th, Triple O in 12th, Alex Gunamac in 13th, Gavra in 14th, Black Country Mush in 15th, Casnogens in 16th, and Metboy in 17th.
Oh, SF's on the grass! SF's on the grass, Tiger, and that's going to give Guillotine a chance now. But actually, Pope's the back of Guillotine, he's closer! Guillotine, they're going to go 3 wide into Stowe, Pope on the inside, Guillotine managed to outbreak him. There's contact, Pope's round, and he's been collected, and he's out! Pope out of the race, and that's huge for the championship. But it's massive for the championship, and he's out of this race.
I think Absolute 11 made contact with Pope, and how unfortunate. Oriole just got caught up in Pope spinning and just got a massive amount of wing damage. Black Country Much into the pit lane as well. He had wing damage from before. Casnogens in for his wing damage from before. How unfortunate is that for Oriole and Pope as well? I would really put that down to a racing incident, 2 cent. They both went wheel to wheel round Stowe, and I think one of them there was just a little bit of contact, and one of them went spinning round. That's what it looks like, really.
It was Pope getting checked up by Guillotine in front at the apex. Absolute tried to work it around the outside, but contact was made. That pitched Pope round into a spin, and then, like you said, Tiger, Oriole with nowhere to go, just ploughed into the side of the AlphaTauri. That caused the AlphaTauri's front right wheel to pop off, and that's the end of Pope's race. So 2 DNFs in a row then for Pope in the championship. Natty currently leads this race. This could be a massive turning point here.
A couple of people opting for the hards, so they'll definitely be able to get those to the end of the race, no problem. On a decent pace as well, Toussaint. As you said, Ty is pretty much indestructible around this track.
Yeah, certainly. He's going to have to just wait and see how this plays out, but Natty must be licking his lips right now. He currently leads his home Grand Prix. He's got his teammate in second, who as a reserve driver can act as a little bit of a rear gunner without any problems with championship points or anything like that. He won't be scoring as many as Natty, but Jutsukev wasn't able to get past him in this opening stint.
Got a lot of people commenting in the chat at the moment talking about the incident. Someone said, Robert Codfire in the chat saying it's a lively race. Definitely. What a start we've had here already in the Premier Series. As who else is there? Pierre in the chat saying. Okay, nice one, Piero.
I think.
Natty dives into the pits.
That's Jutsukev in as well. SF stays out, Guillotines, and everyone's coming. Natty's got a 5-second time penalty though for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
And just as Piero was talking about it, it's happened.
Yeah, that's. Oh no.
And the game isn't going to let him serve it now then, so Natty is going to try. He's been held in the pits as well. So Natty with a 5-second time penalty and being held up in the pit lane.
Oh, as he comes out pretty much neck and neck there with the racing point. He comes out ahead of all of the cars though, who also came into the pits. A lot of people pitting now, opting for either the mediums or the hards. Only 3 drivers, Toussaint, who are on the softs have opted to stay out. That is Gavra, SF and Aston F1. They'll be banking on another safety car a bit later, or to see if they can make that soft strategy work. They should be quicker off of the start of this, but they're going to really struggle as these guys on the mediums and the hards will start to catch back up with them.
Boy has spun on the safety car, but crucially though, Tiger, Aston was kind of pinned in there. He couldn't come into the pits right behind his teammate, otherwise he would have been held in the pits for an extortionately long amount of time and probably would have had to be disqualified from the race waiting for the gap. SF on the other hand did have an opportunity to come in, has chosen to stay out, and we're going to have to wait and see how quickly Natty can get through this field on those fresh set of medium tyres and how close he can get to Aston and SF before the next round of pit stops. So currently then, Aston F1's going to leave this race, SF in second, Natty with a 5-second time penalty, currently down in 11th position, but has made 1 pit stop onto a fresh set of medium tyres, and I said it again, we're going to have to wait and see how this one really plays out. We should have this safety car in this lap with Metboy joining the back of the queue now, so let's just wait and see what the race director decides to say, and I believe you're going to get it in this lap. Yep, safety car in this lap then. Yep. So Aston F1 becomes a de facto safety car, my favourite word.
That's a very quick safety car actually. It wasn't, usually it's out for a couple of more laps, but we've only had about a lap of a safety car, so everyone actually managing to catch up to the back of the pack pretty quickly, and we've got just over half the grid, Toussaint, on fresh tyres, either hard or medium, and we've got from a 1st to 7th here. We've got everyone on tyres since the start of the race, and Aston F1's going to go early
straight away, and he's dropped. They've dropped Deadly Jason in 4th now.
Someone's gone really slow. There's a Haas going really slow.
Going very slowly, and no one's overtaking him.
Yeah, he's just completely clogged up the pack there. As it's already going to be 2 drivers going to wheel to wheel. It was Natty and Black Country.
And Jutsukev, the Renault falling back for the field now.
There's a McLaren. It's going to be Jetsy down the inside of the Renault there of Casnoigens. Jutsukev is going to look to the inside of Black Country much here. He's going to try and get round as he actually gets the move done. There through the loop, it's Guillotine going to go around the outside of Black Country. Just can't get the move done. Oh dear, 2 drivers going wheel to wheel through this section, and I've been
Oriole and Gavra know it, then going to take it wheel to wheel down into Brooklyn's. Gavra on the outside. Gavra's missed his braking point, and he's gone to the Shadow Realm. Oriole's made a mistake. Now Natty drives down the inside of the McLaren, tries to make this work up into 7th place, gets the drive out of the Brooklyn's even, and down through Woodcut, now down the old back straight.
Absolute 11 being forced a little bit onto the grass there at the back. Oh, it's Jetsy and now Gavra going to go wheel to wheel. Is Jetsy getting the move done?
And here comes Natty.
Oh, he's looking for it. Oh, someone's spun in the back. It's Jetsy's in the wall. He's got damage. He's lost it on the exit of Cops.
And here comes Natty now looking at the back of Alex on the Mac. He's got a bad run off of Chapel. Here comes Natty with overtake with Slipstream. No DRS just yet. Looks to the inside. Can he outbrake the Haas? Does outbrake the Haas. Into so they're going to go wheel to wheel now. The Ferrari and the Haas, two very similar looking cars. But here comes Natty now round the outside. Gets the move done. Aston F1 sets the fast after the race to 29.1. But Natty then up into 6th position. And let's see how fast he can get after
Look, he's already gaining on Triple O. Oh, there was a massive amount of lag there. This Triple O was like right in front of Natty. But if we have a look here, Jutsi Kev now, a couple of cars running a little bit wide there into turn 1, picking up a couple of penalties. It's going to be Oriol down the inside of Alex Mack, and he's actually going to get the move done there through the loop. It's got many different names, this section, I mean.
Oh, Natty's already got Triple O, Tiger. He's going down the inside as they're coming towards Brooklands. Done the fastest first sector of anybody in the race. Natty up into 5th already.
Slight lock-up from Natty there, but he's managing to hold that braking zone really well there down into Brooklands, keeping it nicely. He's Guillotine now looking all over the back. I believe this is Alex Mack again, getting overtaken here. It's going to get Guillotine. Is he going to look to the inside of Cops? Guillotine, don't do it! And that's what you do! You don't go wheel to wheel!
That was terrible from the Haas there. Just completely turned in on the Williams. That sent Guillotine off the track.
That's why you don't go wheel to wheel into Cops.
They had Guillotine had every right to put his car there, was alongside enough, and Alex just didn't give him any sort of room there. But that's going to be Guillotine down into 14th, and I assume there'll be a penalty coming the way of the Haas, and Guillotine's off again actually at Chapel. Those tyres are overheating, and he has got no grip now. Going to come back onto the track very gingerly then, and he might be taking that back to the pits for a fresh set.
Let's have a look here and see where else there's a battle going on. Jutsi Kev's actually really close behind Oriol now. He might try and look for the move here up into turn 3. He's going to keep it nice. He's very close behind him. Will he go for a late lunge? Isn't going to go for it. But
Oriol's going to try and make a move on Triple O just in front of his bounce. Triple O goes defensive. Oriol's going to try and get the switchback done there. Triple O parks his car on the apex. Here comes Oriol though, who's going to have the DRS, going to have the overtake. Going down the Wellington straight now in towards Brooklands. Oriol on the outside, Triple O on the inside. The game's giving me a terrible angle, but actually Jutsi gets down the inside of the Red Bull and gets the move done. Triple O drops 2 positions in the space of 1 straight then.
It's not great for Triple O. He's just not at the pace at the moment. He's on those old medium tyres and he just seems to be struggling a little bit. Everyone just managing to go past him who's on those fresh tyres. As we have a look now, who's this? Alex Mack getting closer behind Black Countries. Oh, Jutsi Kev actually getting past Oriol into Cops. Oriol going to stick behind him through Maggots and Beckett's now. Both of them going to stay very, very close between each other. Here is Absolute 11 also managing to get past Triple O as well.
Tiger, SF and Aston battling for the lead of the race and 0.6 of a second between the 2 drivers, and this is going to get very close. And SF obviously in that.
Jutsi Kev doesn't go for it. Carry on, sorry.
So as a SF in this championship fight needs to get up into the lead and start building a gap back to Natty. Natty is within that pit stop window at the moment. You see, we need to get on with it here. So Natty's showing very strong pace on that set of mediums. Don't forget though, does have a 5-second time penalty, which he will either serve in his next pit stop if he takes one, or that will be added onto his race time. And in fact, he's closing onto the back of SF's teammates, so having kind of a reverse battle here for 4th and 5th, as we are having for 1st and 2nd. Then it's the highest that Eddie Jason has run all season, and Natty's going to have a DRS, and the Alfa Romeo gets a bad exit. He's going to have to go defensive. It goes to the inside. That's not going to deter Natty. He's going to go round the outside and head down towards Brooklands. Natty on the outside line swoops around the outside of the Alfa Romeo, puts his car up into 4th place. He's got 7.4 second gap now to Beza. Let's see what you can do about it.
Yeah, but if you add 5 seconds onto that, that's what, like 14 something seconds to the car in front. So Natty having to sort of work with that 5-second time penalty he's got on him, which will impact a little bit at the end of his race. But if we have a look at the moment here, if we just go for, I thought I saw a battle there at the moment, but actually we go down here, there's a little bit of a battle here for 6th to say. We've got between Jutsi Kev, Oriol and Absolute 11, all within a second of each other. We may see an overtake from Absolute 11 here into Stowe. I think he's just a little bit too far back at the moment to get anything done on Oriole. He's going to try and get as close as he can. Oriole actually getting closer to Jutsi Kev in front as they're going to come down now into Club and Vale, the final few corners of this track. And we were saying this before too, we never use corner numbers on this track. We literally just use the corner names on this one.
Yeah, exactly. Just go check us how much you really like this track. But I think this is a bit of a stalemate then between these three.
The battle for up front, it's closing down now as you've got 4 tenths between the two of them. As SF isn't going to try it. He went very late though on the brakes, almost went into the back of Aston F1 there.
I think SF now is just trying to suss out Aston. He's trying to find out where he is faster, where he's later on the brakes, where he can get some better traction, try and get past the Ferrari then. He's been stuck behind that car now for the majority of this race, this entire race so far in fact, and you're coming up towards those first round of pit stops, and Aston's actually gone a bit wide. That's going to put SF all over the gearbox of the Ferrari as he head through Maggots, Beckett's, left-hander at Beckett's, in through Chapel. What kind of exit can SF get? He's 2 tenths behind. It's the closest he's been. He runs onto the grass, gets a bit of dirty air there from the Ferrari. Aston weaving, try and break the stitch. I don't think SF's going to be able to have a shot here into Stowe, but we're going to ride on board now with him and see if we can make this move down in towards Vale, come back off shot through Stowe. Here comes SF then. Can he make a move into Vale? No, he can't.
He's going to try it. There's someone in the chat saying they think that he'll need to pit again. He definitely won't need to. The tyres, as we said before at the start of the stream, pretty much indestructible on this track. They can go for a long time, those medium tyres. Also, Pope in the chat, subscriber plan. They've been subscribed for 2 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Thank you, Pope, for subscribing as well. Just thought I'd put that in there.
Unfortunately, what happened to you, Pope? Yeah. I think I'll scroll up in the chat and get his side of the story. I think something about guillotines. Yeah, I think guillotine squeezed him onto the grass down the hangar straight. Yeah, I wouldn't be so happy about that either. It's unfortunate that we can't have you in this race anymore. I'm sure you'll be able to claw it back in the 7 coming races. But yeah, you were driving really well, really well, and doing well to come back through the field. But yeah, a shame. Unfortunately, these things happen in races sometimes. But ex-Natty G now has closed that deficit to better by about 2 seconds, but AWS there popped up on my screen anyway with a very interesting statistic, Tiger. It's pit stop time. It
is, yes, I did see that before. As will we see Aston F1 and SF come into the pits at the same time, or will one of them stay out a little bit longer? Soft tyres also do decently well around this track, but obviously not as good as the mediums or the hard tyres.
And let's see then how Natty only 10 seconds
SF,
behind
is he going to look for a move?
pair.
Looks like he's going to look for a move there.
But who's going to go? Is either driver going to go for an undercut here? Who stays out? Who comes into the pits?
Aston F1
stayed out. SF stays out as well.
SF stayed out. Interesting.
If I was SF, I would have come into the pits and tried to get the undercut.
On Deadly Jason. Someone's lost it. Guillotine's out.
Retired.
He's lost it. Full safety car.
And that has ruined Natty's race.
He's lost it. He lost it in. It looks like in the middle of Brooklands into Luffield.
Oh, Luffield. That's the name of that corner. There we go, Luffield. As Cass Noyes actually has a driving penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Look at everyone behind. Are they coming in for the softs? Can they take the softs to the end? Surely not. Is it another set of mediums?
It will be dicey.
No, it looks like another set of mediums, I think.
But SF and Aston don't have another choice. They have to go onto the soft tyres.
They're going to have to. Yeah, they're going to have to come into the pits. These two.
But yeah, we're gonna have
That's really ruined Natty's race. Will we see Natty come in, serve that 5 second? Surely that must be the sensible option here for Natty. Come in, serve that 5-second time penalty, try and just get these on track position as well. Because remember, the safety car bunches up the pack, so he's only got to get past Beza, and he's got to get past Aston F1 and SF, which for Natty, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But these guys are very quick, so he will have a bit of a battle on his hands.
The problem with that strategy, though, Tiger, is that the safety car now has come out in a position where the field is going to be very bunched up. If Natty comes into this pit lane now, serves a 5-second time penalty and changes tyres, he's going to be out way behind the back of the pack with all of these cars to overtake and get back to the field, and that's if you can do it cleanly without any damage. So it was a bit of a
50-50 at this point.
And also he has to remember that Aston will be pitting on this lap most likely as well to get rid of those soft tyres to minimise his time loss. Very true. And that will mean that Nash will be held up in the pit box waiting for his teammate, have to stop, serve a 5-second time penalty, and then change tyres.
So you reckon it's better for him to
I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see ex-Natty G in the pit lane, although he has proved me wrong before.
Adam Gunn in the chat says that he thinks the softs would be able to make it to the end of the race, especially if the safety car is out for a few laps. Oh, look at what Natty's doing.
Pit.
Oh, Natty looked like he was slowing down to see if he could create a gap between him and his teammate.
Aston, 5-second time penalty.
Oh,
speeding in the pit lane, and that's both Ferrari. And that's both Ferraris now with a 5-second time penalty. What did Piero say? Who was it that said at the beginning, the last time the two Ferraris were on the front row, that something bad would happen? Yeah, Piero, you are a jinx. But there we go, the Piero, the Ferrari jinx. So both Ferraris then staying out, well, no, sorry, one Ferrari staying out with a 5-second time penalty, the other Ferrari coming in and now has a 5-second time penalty. So this is going to be very interesting to see at the end of the race how well this works.
He's made a pit stop because the safety car came out just after the front three went past the dead fourth again after that.
Look at Deadly Jason, look at Black Country Mush now up in second place on those worn hard tyres.
Black Country hasn't pit though, so he will be struggling a little bit after this restart. But the drivers behind him. But I mean, he's pit, but he hasn't pit under this safety car. Everyone else behind him on fresh tyres, so he will be struggling a little bit after this restart.
And yeah, certainly then this is a track where you definitely can overtake, but for Natty now, he has to get his head down and build that 5-second gap to Black Country Mush very, very quickly. I don't think we'll get the safety car in the Metboy and Gavra Novic now, coming down the Wellington straight.
Also, the only cars who haven't pit under this safety car has been Jetsy, Black Country and Natty. There's been the only 3 cars who have not pit under this safety car. Everyone else in the grid has.
We're going to have to find out if that comes back to haunt them, and I think unless the game calls a very late safety car like it did in the freshman league yesterday, I don't think we're going to get back to green flag racing this lap, although the game has done very bizarre things before, or it's going to be tight.
Piero says, no, I'm just a Ferrari fan and I know what happens every time.
Safety car is going to go in this lap. That's very late again, so Nat's going to have to really slow down here.
SH Sim Racing says, go on Latty.
I think it means Natty.
I think he meant Natty.
Oh, as Natty then has decided to go very early, then Natty leaves this race after the safety car restarts, second safety car of the day. Aston F1 picks up another 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Cats and Origins under the safety car.
We're back to green flag racing. Tank slapper on the exit of Vale, and it's going to be
he's almost round. Here comes Oriol, double overtake on the Alfa Romeo, looks at the Mercedes, only gets Deadly Jason. There's Oriol now all over the back of the...
Wait, already back past the cars. Black Country's Black Country's spun. He's taken out both leaderboards. He's taken out both braking boards. But Black Country got a massive tank slapper off the D. He's just struggling with the rear. He got a huge 1-2 saying, oh, and he's come on the track and he's been hit. He's gonna have a similar crash to me, and he's had the exact same crash as me. He's in the wall and he's retired. He's literally had a replica crash on me, except his car isn't upside down.
And can the game call another safety car? I don't think it can. So Black Country Mush's car then despawns. Natty with a 1.2 second advantage already over Jitsi Kev in second, Oriol in third.
That wasn't great from Deadly Jason. He did a similar thing to what happened to me yesterday. He went off the track, came back on the track really aggressively, hit into the side of Black Country, and Black Country went flying into the wall.
Yes, but here, look at Jitsi Kev though, Tiger, 0.8 seconds. And
Absolute 11 look for the move as well, as Jitsi now getting past Deadly Jason, as Aston F1 now going to try and get past Deadly Jason, as Metboy getting past his teammate Triple O as well.
Aston looking at the inside, doesn't go for the move just yet. We're going to try and get the better drive now, off of this corner and down the main straight, try and go for something into turn 1. That is a stonking lap there from Jitska with 28.3 on fresh mediums, and look at Aston now, he's just backing off going into turn 1, doesn't decide to go for the overtake just yet, maybe wait till he gets to the straight, get Deadly Jason into one of the braking zones around this track.
Oh, it's Bezza down the inside of SF. Oh, that was very close there between those two, but Bezza keeping it there in the Renault, which should be an AlphaTauri, but Aston F1 looking for a move now on Deadly Jason. He's going to try and just squeeze his car on the inside. It's going to go late on the brakes for him, but just couldn't get past Deadly Jason.
It's got F1. They're going to try and work it to the outside. He's going to get the better traction, Tiger, on the outside through Luffield. He's going to go through Woodpit now, wheel to wheel, down the old main straight. And they're going to go side by side into Cops. Aston's going to try it around the outside. Can he make this move work? Jason's on the inside, parks his car beautifully. That's how you go side by side into Cops then. And Jason and Aston now separated by absolutely nothing.
Bessa got past SF.
And I think SF made a mistake.
Yeah, I think he did, but apparently, according to the chat, apparently I got it completely wrong. It wasn't Deadly Jason. It was a Ferrari. I believe it was Aston F1 that had the collision. But Aston F1 down the inside of Deadly Jason. Couldn't get the move done there. But yeah, apparently it was a Ferrari that had the contact as Aston F1 trying to go round the outside of Deadly Jason. It's going to take it to the inside of Vale here. He's going to take it to the inside of Club as well. Not the chocolate bar, and he's going to be able to make it and get it done here. It's now Bezza. Is he going to be able to get the move done on Deadly Jason? And he's run a little bit wide there, Bezza, but managing to get the move done there as well.
SF in the pits, Tiger. I think this is for a new front nose, because indeed it is. The Alfa Romeo with front end plate damage.
I think that later pit stop, as he said, has come back to haunt him because he got stuck up in the traffic.
Oriol on absolute 11. Absolute on Oriol even, absolutely going round the outside, getting past the McLaren then. I think DRS just got enabled. That would have aided the Haas's overtake there on the McLaren, but he pushes him. And absolute's in the gravel. And I think Oriol's slowing down to let the Haas back through and does indeed some good sportsmanship then from the McLaren. But actually, absolute slows down to let Jetsy back through. So clearly thinking that he should have given up the position. They go wheel to wheel into Cops.
That was close.
That's how you do it.
That is how you do it. That was very close. I was just about to say, Met Boy's actually on a bit of a comeback drive here at the moment, too, saying he's back up into 8th place after he had his damage on the first lap, and he's actually now gaining. He's actually now gaining on the back of Bezza, and also be gaining on the back of Aston F1 as well. So Met Boy back into this race after his first lap incident that he had with damage. He actually might be looking for a move here on Bezza. He might try it into Stowe, just can't get the move done. Oriol going to be trying to look for a move on his teammate, just can't get the move done there. Down into Club, down into Vale and Club, not the chocolate bars. He's going to try and go see if he can get the move done here, as he might try it into turn 1 and 2, two high-speed corners, pretty much taken flat out here, as they're going to try it now. As will we see Oriol to the inside, maybe? He's going to go very, very close. Met Boy, will we see him go for the move? He isn't going to go for it there as well. So many overtakes in the moment. We might see Oriol look for the move, though. He's going to look to the outside of Jetsy. Both of them have got DRS, which is an issue for Oriol. He just can't get the move done. Oriol swerving, trying to just see if he can get out of that dirty air.
Met Boy on down the inside of Brooklands. He's going to get the move done.
And he gets the move done.
Nice solid move there from Met Boy. 1.8 seconds now to Aston in 6th. Aston dropping off the back of the McLarens in front and really starting to struggle a little bit in this race then. Obviously has 10 seconds worth of time penalties as well, but Jutsikev is only 3/10 behind Natsi, and they're going to come through Chapel, and Jutsikev's going to have the DRS. He's going to have the overtake. Natsi, they have about the same amount of battery power left. This is a big chance for Jutsikev then to move up into the lead of this race. 11 laps to go, including this one. Natsi doesn't go defensive. Jutsikev's going to try it around the outside, get the switch back then as we head down towards Vale. The Ferrari hasn't had as good of an exit. Here comes Jutsikev down into Vale, doesn't make a move just yet.
No, Jutsikev just not managing to get the move done. That dirty air really affecting him. Oh, he's got a bad run through Vale. He's going to be really far behind now, going through Club, not the chocolate bars. Now Oriol, I'm going to keep on saying that, I don't care. It's Oriol now, he's still stuck behind his teammate, but his teammate actually now gaining on Absolute 11 in the Haas in front. As keep an eye on Met Boy as well. He seems to be gaining just a little bit of a gap on Aston F1, but Aston F1 got good pace as well. As Oriol just trying to find a way past his teammate. That gap, Toussaint, as I said, when Jutsikev made a mistake, it's opened back out to a second. So at the moment, this is a battle here. We've got a three-way battle for 3rd place, and everyone just swerving to break the slipstream down the Wellington Straight.
Absolutely went into another county to break the slipstream from the McLaren behind there. So we're going to go through Luffield now and down through Woodcote.
Steph Weegers, I hope I've said that right in the chat, saying Jutsikev on much fresher tyres. That is the big factor in this battle at the moment. Jutsikev pretty much on half the tyre life of Natty, and that's just going to be a big sort of I can't think of the word. A big factor, sorry, in this in the battle for the first position at the moment.
I think now we're seeing a problem with the Silverstone circuit in the game. That being, it's very easy to cruise up to the back of another car and follow it very closely. But if you're in a DRS train like these three find themselves in, you're not gaining enough on the car in front to have a go.
As you said, Toussaint, 60% of the time you spend around this track is on full throttle, so not many places where there's deep, heavy braking zones. Apart from what I'd say, turn 3 and probably Brooklands would probably be the heavy braking zones on this track. So
as I thought Jetsy was going to go for an absolute then into the final chicane. They're going to go flat out through turn 1 now. But Absolute's gone very wide. He's extending the track a little bit to keep the braking.
Oriol had to move under braking because he almost went into the back of Jetsy. That very close. It was a huge lockup. It's now Jetsy going to be looking for the move now on Absolute 11. He's within the DRS. Can he get the move done? And Absolute 11 very, very quick on the straights in that Haas, it looks like.
Yeah, Jetsy wasn't using his overtake button though. Absolutely has depleted a lot of it now. It's actually have roughly the same amount now. So I think Jetsy not being as strategic with his deployment.
Let's go back up to the front. Look at the gap up front now. It's back down to 5 tenths. Back down to 5 tenths between Natty and Judzik. I've got to say the second half of this race has been a lot cleaner compared to the first half that we've had.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, my phone's going off. Oh no, it isn't, sorry. Jitsi Kev now 6 tenths behind Natty. Can he have a go in towards Stowe? And it makes so much sense to even rhymes. It's 4 tenths now, the gap. I don't think it's going to be close enough though. Tiger down in towards Stowe. Can he get a better exit though and challenge Natty?
Our championship leader into Vale as well, looking for a move on Absolute 11 for the podium place. And it's going to be either one of the McLarens or a Haas on the podium here. I'm not sure who's got penalties out of these. We'll have to find out closer towards the end of the race. But at the moment here, it's just a battle for these three. Look how close Oriol is now behind his teammate. If he can stick this close here for the first 2 corners, he might be able to try it down into turn 3. He's going to stay behind him, stays within that 2-tenth gap. He's going to look for a move, and he just can't get the move done. This is actually allowing Aston F1, if you look behind now, Toussaint, to get him a little bit involved in this 3-way battle, possibly now making a 4-way battle for the podium.
Yeah, I think Aston's going to find it very difficult to get past these cars. Remember also, we're seeing how...
remember also, Aston has a 5-second time penalty.
Sorry, Jetsy even trying to get past, absolutely nearly got it there, but has a better exit now through Luffield. Then here we go, short shifts to 4th. Can he have a move here in towards Cops on the Alpha, on the Haas? They both have about the same amount of usable energy remaining, and let's go down in towards Cops. Now the car's lying astern then. Aston F1's really close up on this battle, so maybe saving a bit of fuel, and now he's pushing again.
Jetsy ran wide, picked up a 3-second time penalty. I think the problem that Jetsy's got at the moment is he is on a completely different form of tyre strategy to these guys in front and behind him. He's on the worst of tyres out of everyone, including Aston F1, who's just sort of put himself in this battle now. So actually, Jetsy going to try and look for the move now on Absolute 11. As I was just saying at there, he's struggling with his tyres. Absolute 11 going to try and look for a move back now. Will he try it into Vale? Can't get the move done. Very nicely done from Jetsy, especially on those tyres there.
But Tiger, I'm coming back up here to the lead. The gap 3 tenths of a second now. Can Jitsi Kev keep it close to Natty through this sector? Natty's been having really good first sectors all race. It doesn't look like he's had one of those so far. Locks up into Village and going into the lead. That's going to affect this line. Jitsi Kev all over the back of the Ferrari now.
On the outside of Jetsy, can't get the move done. As Oriol trying to get the move done as we move up to the first place.
As here comes Jitsi, is close enough. Natty goes defensive. The Racing Point moves to the outside. Going to try and sweep it around the outside of the Ferrari. Natty parks his car in all of the right places, but Jitsika's going to try and drive it around the outside at Luffield, get the traction underneath, cut back on the Ferrari, on the overtake button, then he's draining his overtake now. We're going to head up into what's Cops. Jitsi, here we go then for the lead of the race. Jitsika around the outside at Cops. They're going to go wheel to wheel now into what's Beckett's and Chapel, and they're still wheel to wheel through Maggotts. Natty gives up the ghost, but Jitsi's gone off, and Natty's back in the lead.
What on earth just happened?
Wow! What racing we've just seen there.
Look, if we could just quickly hop back down now to the battle for 3rd place, Toussaint. It's now Aston F1's also involved in this battle. It's going to be Absolute 11 around the outside of Jetsy. It's going to be Oriol to maybe look around the outside as well, but Absolute 11 gets the move done on Jetsy. Jetsy just seems to be struggling a little bit now on those tyres, as Metboy's actually got the move done on Beza. And look at Metboy now. He's actually gaining a little bit from what it looks like. He'll actually be gaining a bit on this battle as well. It's always big time slapper though.
And Aston is now on the back of this battle for third as well, so still a podium possibility here for the other Ferrari driver. Maybe looks to the inside of Oriol into Vale, doesn't the Vale Village even, and through the loop.
Can't believe Judson and Natty went wheel to wheel. It was held really nicely from both drivers there. Absolutely brilliant. Let's take a look now. Aston F1. There's just a DRS train at the moment, Toussaint, between all of these drivers. No one being able to make overtakes. This is actually going to be really good for Metboy, as he's actually been overtaken by Beza there. As these guys, both Beza and Metboy, might be able to just catch up a little bit on this battle. As there's only 5 laps left to go, though, however, in this race. And remember, though, Aston F1 still has that 5-second penalty.
Aston down the inside of Oriol. They're going to go wheel to wheel once again. Oriol managed to keep it around the outside and manages to keep it on the track.
Did Castogens retired? Oh, he has. He's left the session.
In Sector 1. Interesting. But I think Jutsi Kev's tyres maybe have overheated a little bit. He's also lost a lot of his usable energy.
Aston F1 on Oriol. He's going to take it to the inside now, and he's going to get them done. Remember, as I've said quite a few times already, Aston F1.
But Oriol's going to fight it back down the inside at Vale, but doesn't make the move.
Yeah, Aston still has that 5-second time penalty, so he's probably going to drop quite a bit down here, actually, in terms of this battle. But at the moment, that gap up front opened up to 1.2 seconds now, as a couple of people picking up time penalties. As Gavra up into the points, as he's got past Deadly Jason for 9th.
So just to come back up to that battle at the front then, as Eddie Jason goes off the track at the final corner. So I think that Jutsikev, with that mini spin, has sort of overcooked his tyres a little bit, and now will have to wait a couple of laps before he can start cruising up to the back of Natty G. But Natty, don't forget, has a 5-second time penalty.
Apparently Aston F1 has 10... Oh, he does have 10 seconds, because he got 2. One... Yes! Thank you, people in the chat, for proving me wrong. I appreciate that.
You can replace Tiger anytime you want, people in the chat.
Yeah, just contact me, I'll get you in.
It's actually, we've lost the 50 metre board at Cops. That's a turning point for a lot of drivers, so that's going to make
we lost all of the braking boards at turn 3 as Black Country decided to go through all of them.
I think he caught a bit of air, so it wasn't really his fault.
Yeah, I don't think he could do much.
Now. On board with the McLaren then, chasing down Absolute 11 for the final podium position in this race. Going up towards Stowe. Yes.
Penalty check. Someone, Pope in the chat wants to know a penalty check between the front 2 drivers. You might as well check for anyone. That was close. I had a front wing camera on Aston F1, and he almost went careering into the back of an orange McLaren into Vale. That was very, very close. The camera almost just got the hit there.
Jutsi somehow has 3 warnings and no
Aston F1, he needs to be careful. Jesus, he's giving me a heart attack. He's almost gone into the back of Jetsi again as he locked up there into turn 3. Carry on, sorry.
He's just so much more confident on the brakes, I think Jutsikev somehow has 3 warnings and no penalty.
Dropped back quite a bit from this battle here. He's also lost a lot of time to Beza as well, but behind. Carry on what you were saying with the penalties.
Sorry, I think maybe Oriol hitting the cliff edge of those tyres then, at least for his pace. But yeah, Natty with 5-second time penalty. Sorry.
5-second time penalty, sorry. Nice one, okay.
Sorry. Aston actually going to go around the outside of the McLaren at Cops. He's going to try and make it work. They're going to go wheel to wheel. No move there. That was so close.
God, some of these Premier Series drivers are brave. Like, they do some very brave moves this race.
And that was nearly an aeroplane crash between those 2. Very, very nice driving. But anyway, back to penalty talk then. So, Natty with a 5-second time penalty. Jutsikev has 3 warnings, but somehow no penalty. And he's 5 tenths behind Natty, now challenging for the lead on track once again. So at the moment, although Natty is leading this race, will not keep the win on penalties. But either way, unless something crazy happens, you are going to have a repeat winner for the first time here in the Premier Series. It's either going to be Jutsikev or Natty at the moment. Don't take my word on that. Absolute hasn't won a race yet. He currently sits in 3rd, so if something does happen to these front 2, he'll be right there to pick up the pieces.
Any other penalties?
From the top two, not at the moment. I don't want to leave the action for too long because obviously we know Aston has his 10-second time penalty.
At the moment, we are in a bit of a DRS train at the moment. It's Absolute 11's actually keeping some good pace ahead of Jetsy. And Aston F1 not being able to get the move done on Jetsy just because of the DRS train. And Oriol's actually caught back up to this battle here.
Yeah, I think Oriol maybe finding another gear, then finding a second phase of the tyres now, and he's working with it with the extra grip.
Ben's actually gaining a second from 4 to 3 now. And it's actually gained quite a bit of time. Medboy's dropped back quite a bit from Bez.
Again down the inside of
Cops.
And he keeps trying to make this move work. And it just doesn't, it keeps just
one
not
of these
working
drivers
out for
is going to give me a heart attack.
And I don't know how Aston hasn't put his red car in the wall. Actually, Absolute's had a bad exit now off of Chapel. That's going to be a chance for Jetsy. Jetsy Kev is going to go round the outside at Stover and Tiger. I haven't even had a look at that. Natty parks his car on the apex. Jetsy Kev's going to try and look to the inside line now into Vale, but can't make the move work. Natty locks up in front of us as well then. Going to come through to fight a couple of corners now, but Jetsy Kev 4/10 behind the Ferrari. I haven't even clocked that he closed that gap.
Jetsy Kev wants to be careful. He doesn't want to be picking up any stupid penalties for pushing too hard on Natty in front. As he said, Jetsy Kev no penalties, so if he picks up a 3-second time penalty, he'll still win the race, but he needs to be careful. Oriol picking up a 3-second time penalty as well for turns 1 and 2. As Jetsy actually getting really close up behind Absolute 11 now. Jetsy Kev, he's going to have the DRS on Natty. Let's see if he can get the move done. He's going to look for a move around the outside into Brooklands. He's going to take it to the Ferrari. Pink Mercedes versus the red Ferrari. Can he get it done down the inside? And he does get the move done finally on Natty.
Nice move from Jetsy. Nice move from Jetsy.
Nicely done through Brooklands and Luffield.
Here comes Natty.
Natty though, will Natty do what Jetsy Kev did before? Wheel to wheel into Cops. Isn't going to try it though, as the battle for behind as well is just staying at a decent gap between everyone at the moment. Natty going to stick well behind Jetsy Kev here, going through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel out onto the hangar straight.
He's close enough.
Paul in the chat for who's going to win this race. It's either between Natty or Jetsy Kev here. Who will win the race here? Whether Natty having a 5-second time penalty, unless it's somehow he's miraculously been able to serve that. Jetsy Kev picked up a 3-second time penalty.
And this is where things get interesting. Final lap of the race. The gap between the front two, less than a second. This is Natty's chance now. He needs to get past Jetsy and try and build a 2-second gap then to win this race that he has quite frankly dominated for most of it then. So Natty closing all over the back of the racing point. I don't know if he knows that Jetsy Kev has a 3-second time penalty, lap 26 to 26.
I don't know if Jetsy Kev knows Natty has a 5-second time penalty.
Well, it could work either way, Tiger, like you were saying, but this has been an absolutely incredible British Grand Prix that we've been treated to.
He isn't going to go for it there.
A bit too far back trying anything at the moment. Jetsy Kev is going to try and get a better exit now out of Luffield and through Woodcote. Natty's probably not close enough to try anything into Cops on this particular occasion then. We're starting to drop back from the racing point. In fact, still less than a second between these two drivers, and less than a second for so much of this race. We've got this battle for third as well raging on. We're going to keep our cameras up at the lead though. This is the fight that everybody wants to see then. Jetsy Kev and Natty now coming through Maggots, Beckett.
Oh no, sorry, it's Jetsy, not Jetsy at the start, sorry.
I was going to say. And Natty, 1.2 seconds and 1.3.
Natty's burnt out all of his CRS and his fuel lights flashing as well.
But so is Jetsy Kev. And this could be, could one of them run out of fuel on the line?
Run out of fuel? Or is he just dropping back? Wait, is red lights flashing? Is he run out of fuel?
Well, Jetsy Kev's red light is also flashing. No, he's still gaining speed. No, must be Jetsy Kev then to win the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, he does. He wins. Natty gets second. Absolute 11 going to come across the line and take third. Oriol gets fourth in the end. Aston F1 in fifth. Jetsy in seventh. Cash Nugent. No, Jetsy in eighth. That boy moves up to seventh. I believe no, I wasn't Cash Nugent. Sorry, it was Beza. That's for the AlphaTauri team. Gavra, if you're watching, that is for the AlphaTauri team, not the Renault team. As Metboy in 7th, Jetsy in 8th, Gavra getting points for the Merc team in 10th, getting overtaken by Deadly Jason on penalties. SF in 11th, unfortunate race for him as he came back, showing some really good pace as we've seen from him. Triple O is going to come across the line and take the final position there of all the running drivers. Well, Toussaint, it started off okay. There was quite a few incidents, but towards the end there was really good racing between everyone.
Yeah, that was quite the race the Premier Series gave us.
No, we're gonna have to stop. Sorry. This is Gavra's 50th race, right? And he has scored a point. He scored a point in his 50th race.
Yeah, there you go. Something more to
50th race for Gavranovic in his own league. Believe actually, doesn't Natty now have more races under his belt than Gavra? Or is that like isn't he like close to having that?
He's 6 behind. So this is Natty's 44th start, and I believe it is his 5th podium now. So
Jesus.
Yeah, Natty the win just escaping him once again is going to be Jutsikev, who wins the British Grand Prix. Natty in 2nd, absolutely in 3rd. Very good drive from them as well. Oriole in 4th, Aston F1 in 5th.
They had 10 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, but Bessa had 9 seconds, so all 3 of those drivers actually had a mass amount of penalties. Jetsy, let's have that flash. If that flashes up again, 22 seconds of penalties for Jetsy. So absolutely
Deadly Jason did really well to actually get no penalties in that race. He was the only driver to receive no penalties.
Yeah, certainly. And I think Aston F1 in 5th, Bessa in 6th. Netboy doing really well to come back through the field to 7th, Jetsy 8th, Deadly Jason, as you just said, no penalties in 9th, Gavra, points in his 50th race. That is a result for Gavra in 10th, Alex Gunnar-Mack in 11th, SF gets the fastest lap but won't be keeping that point because he's outside the top 10, Tripolo in 13th, Castelnoyges in 14th, Flat Country Mish 15th, and then our DNFers, which were Castelnoyges, Duck Country, Guillotine and Pope.
Aston in the chat said, sorry Cryptek and that he couldn't get more points for Ferrari. It's okay Aston, Cryptek would have usually finished around 5th anyway. Sorry Cryptek, love you.
Aston, don't apologise, mate. That was an excellent
it was a brilliant drive from you, Aston, mate. There's no need to apologise. It's all good.
Yeah, you got it in qualifying.
I mean, that 5-second time penalty for collision under the safety car, if you put in a claim, it actually get removed. So if it was awarded unfairly, if you can put in a claim, it will get removed by the stewards. So if you I don't know how much that would have affected the final result, but if you give them evidence of that.
Pope in the chat, no, it is not break week. Next week, Pope, we are back at it again at the Hungaroring.
As always, Pope. We are here every week, most weeks.
Yeah, for the Hungaroring, and after that will be a break week for 1 week, which is sorely needed for Super League drivers. We know you like Hungary, Tiger.
I do like Hungary. But I like Singapore more.
You like some really weird tracks.
Do you know what I like more than that?
Don't say Vietnam.
No.
Okay.
Mount Panorama. Anyway, but yeah, what a race towards the end of that track. Towards the end of that race, really well done. We had quite a few big crashes in that race as well. 2 safety cars, but well done to all of the drivers. And yeah, I mean, if there's any, we'll probably see a few penalties next week. But if you do want to put in a claim for a penalty, if you do !claim in the chat, in the F1 chat, then it'll take you to the claims chat where you can put evidence of your claim in and explain, exactly what happened or what penalty you maybe want, or, just give it a description in there as well. If it says, just a quick thing actually, if it says in the F1 chat that you have to wait to put in a claim by a certain amount of minutes, if you just leave it for, say, like half a day to a day, try the claim again then, because sometimes they've got a limit on how many claims there can be in the chat. So if there's too many claims, then you will not be able to put in a claim in the chat as of yet. So if that does happen, just give it a while and let the stewards catch up on everything, and then you should be able to put in your claim. But yeah, anyway, thank you Toussaint for filling in for Evan and joining me in this crazy race.
No problem.
And yeah, if you haven't already, go subscribe to the Gavra Racing YouTube channel, go subscribe to the Twitch, as we saw Pope do earlier with Twitch Prime. And yeah, we will see you all tomorrow for the Super League, also in Silverstone as well. And then we've got another event happening this weekend. You say, can you watch? I can't.
You just went really robotic for me there.
I probably did.
I think Tiger's internet may be having
dying
issues,
at
but
this point.
Yeah, but we do have an event on Sunday then, 3 25% races. Once again in the Teams Championship, I think it's 4 teams of 4 will be battling out on track for something a little bit similar to the Golden Crown, which we did a few months ago. I think, yeah, a couple of penalties will be coming the way of a few drivers in that race, I think. So final race results may not be your final race results, but still very, very good job from all the drivers out there. The replacement drivers as well did an excellent job to come through the field after a little less practice than everyone else. Yeah, certainly Aston F1, Mr. Schumacher, Rick Holt, definitely ones to watch for the future, and potentially even will be in the next season of the Super League. But I think that's going to round us out here, whilst Ty's going to try and end the stream with his very dodgy Wi-Fi. Yeah, but we'll see you all next week in the track that Natty has chosen in the lobby, which is Hungary.
Hungary, yeah. We'll see everyone then.